Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of CEVO TV. I'm be your host, Misled tonight, alongside with Brett FX over there.
How's it going, guys?
As you can see in the portrait, I am not going to be your host, or well, I am your host, Misled, but I am not Brett or Mess. Mess's picture is actually Brett. He's having a little issue with his webcam right now, so it's a wedding photo. Don't get confused. It's my bad. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We're going to be bringing you guys some Beta Cup action from Battlefield 4. This is going to be round 5 tonight. So this is going to be Operation Locker coming for you guys. Schedule might be changing a little bit. Some of these teams might not be able to make it tonight. Some will. But on deck, we possibly have Particle Gaming versus Assault Team for your first one after that. Or instead, it might be Shot Docs versus Sounds Like a Plan. But may or may not happen. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be giving you further information when we know what is going to happen. But the map will definitely be Operation Locker. It's going to be round 5. So, yeah. Brett, you want to talk about the teams a little bit for me, man?
Um, well, actually, I'm not really sure which teams we're playing just yet, since I just got brought on.
Awesome. Well, anyways, we'll do a little house cleaning anyways for everyone that's tuned in right now. If you don't know about the beta event, which I'm assuming you guys know about because you're here watching it right now, but we're going to be into the beta cup right now for Battlefield 4. That means more Battlefield stuff is going to be coming along soon enough. So if you didn't get on this, don't worry. Soon you'll be able to get your team in or join another team that's already currently going and be able to play because we're getting into some hardcore action right now for these guys going through playoffs and stuff. Big implications now as we're getting very, very deep in the later rounds. But like I said, there's always next season. You guys can get in there. Also, while you're sitting here waiting, make sure you follow all the Twitch channels. We also have a Facebook account. That's going to be Play CEVO. And then get on YouTube, too. Check that out. And also go to the watch page. That's playcevo.com/ or cevo.com/watch. That's all the VODs are going to be there. You can see my ugly face filling in for people randomly. You can always see Brett's pretty face because he's a handsome dude. I mean, what can you say? So,
If you say so, that's your opinion. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be getting started here pretty soon. I believe it's going to be Assault versus Particle Gaming. We have a little bit of an issue with the server. I actually have not seen either of these teams play, so I do not know exactly how it's going to be playing out. I have talked to a captain of what was it, Assault, I believe, and he is fairly active in scrimming and everything like that. We've talked back and forth about some of these issues. So both these teams will know what they're going to be doing. I really don't know of the skill level. I believe they're both 4-0 at the moment. So hopefully we are going to be seeing a pretty good back and forth match going on Lockers, which is a really good map. Really, really good map for this event.
awesome. Yes, and while we're waiting, depending on what's going on in the schedule for you guys, let's. Ooh, do you think we're looking more towards Particle? I don't know. I'm big on Preds. Like to see what people think. So let's do this. Out of everybody that's in the stream right now, if we get Particle versus Assault, who do you think is going to win that one? And then if we get Shot Dogs versus Slap, who do you think will win that one? I'd like to hear what you guys say, so we can get a little interaction going while we're waiting to sort out what's going on with the servers right now.
Well, I can tell you right now that we are not going to be seeing Shot Docs versus Slap. Unfortunately, Shot Docs was not able to get the players that they needed to for today, and Slap is not going to be able to have anybody for Monday, so they are going to be taking the forfeit.
Ugh, that sucks. So, well, looks like we're gonna have to move on to our backup then. So let's get a pred for the backup then. Who you guys think is gonna be able to take that? And we'll just kick it and wait for a minute. Actually, you want to talk about going into round 6 for these guys? What map they're going to be going to, and how important it is, as that's almost your second to the last round right there in 6.
Yeah, so round 6, you're pretty much getting into that moment where like you're either gonna make it or you're not gonna make it into it. At the moment, we're gonna be playing Zavod for round number 6, and this is gonna be an interesting match because for CEVO, the rooftops are not banned, and you guys may be wondering, usually it's banned. Yeah, for ESL and for level BF cups, it is banned. But for CEVO, we're not doing that. It's beta cup, so we're just kind of playing with some things. But what's going to be interesting is how that plays out. Now, it changes the dynamic of the map considerably when you have rooftops on Zavod. I mean, you're talking about being able to control half of the map with one guy, really. up on top of a roof, being able to gun down and spot people, as well as providing them a spawn point to react and to counterattack in multiple areas. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rooftops come into play, and how these teams are going to be devising a strategy against it. Because mostly the standard strats for Zava don't require you to have to get up on the roofs.
That's adding a large third dimension to that map. That's pretty intense. I don't.
It is.
I kind of like it because it adds a new challenge there, being able to play the rooftops like that. Because you can do a lot of stuff based off those rooftops and spawning off there. But I don't know, man. That'd be intense. How do you feel about that?
Well, I do not like the rooftops. I don't like the rooftop play. I know a lot of you guys in chat are probably gonna be like, "Oh, rooftops, it doesn't really affect it that much." Well, I think it does. I don't like the fact that one guy can lock down almost the entire map, and what it forces you, basically, it forces a strong side of the map. And one of the things that was very irritating, especially back in BF3, was it didn't turn into how well can these guys do on this particular round or whatever. It was, okay, what side are they playing first? And then you just lost by, the least amount of tickets as you possibly could, on a particular side. It wasn't like, are we going to win Russian and U.S.? It's like, no, we're going to win U.S. guaranteed. But
Yeah.
how bad are we going to lose on the Russian side? Tehran Highway is a perfect example of that. Sign Crossing was a perfect example of that. Those types of maps I didn't like because you were playing at a disadvantage the entire time. And a lot of times the first round would determine who won the entire match itself. If a team messed up or fumbled while they were on the weaker side, then it showed up. And that's what I think is going to happen with stuff like Zavad and Siege. If you allow those kinds of rooftop play, then it basically forces you to have that certain setup. You have to have, these two flags and a person in this spot. Either way, you're not going to be able to do anything with it. I played, or I didn't play, but I cast a match last night on Siege for the Atlanta Land Fest. That, if you guys are wondering why my voice sounds like crap and I'm probably going to be a little bit loopy, it's because I just woke up. I got back from the Atlanta Land Fest this weekend after casting about 8 hours, so fun stuff there. But anyways, on Siege, we didn't allow rooftops, and what it did was it you could play the map from both sides. It basically, B was the flag that you wanted to have, and it hinged on B. You could play BC or BA. There was even times where we saw AB being played or AC being played, and B was in the opposing team. So it opens up a lot more varieties of setups, I think.
Yeah. It's interesting though. It almost seemed like you force the issue into one area. You know what I mean? Because you're continually fighting for that rooftop control. It separates it out from a multi-objective type game. At least in my opinion, like it'll separate it out from that and bring it to more like a capture the hill type. You know what I mean? Like you're just trying to get everybody on there and hold that down because that wins you the game. But
Exactly.
I think it's kind of interesting though to switch it up a little bit on people, even though they've probably been
Yes.
practicing the exact opposite of that for the entire time, and now they gotta adapt quickly, be on your toes still. So
Yeah, it does. It does change things up a little bit. But tonight we'll be playing Operation Locker, which is a very different map altogether. Doesn't have a whole lot of ups and downs that you have to worry about. But it is a very good map for lanes, corners, holding down certain areas, that type of stuff.
yeah, should be an exciting gunplay map. I love playing Locker, very much so. All right, how close are we looking now, Rhett, on getting in there?
I'm still trying to figure out what the server information is. Apparently, we've had a dispute over pings, um,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to figure out if we can get another server back up so that we can get in.
So the players know, a dispute in pings is one team has a much greater ping difference. The ping difference between one team and the other is much higher across the board. It's an unacceptable range. So you are able to dispute that if you want to try and move to a server that's going to be easier playable for both teams instead of one team having just a tremendous amount of ping and the other team basically lives on top of the server. So the faster we can get that straightened out, the better it'll be to get these matches going. And just for anyone who joined and isn't aware yet, I'm misled. I'm a CSGO caster. I am filling in tonight. We also have on the other side Aaron, or well, not Mess, I should say. It's going to be Brett FX is going to be over there. It does say Mess, and that is not him on the picture, so do not be do not be alarmed. It is Brett FX over there on the other side across from me. And Mess was going to be casting tonight, but he was not able to as his team needed him. So Aaron is here. Brett FX, anyways, is here to bring this home, considering he is the man when it comes to Battlefield 4. So.
Oh, I wouldn't say that too much. But anyway, so we're gonna be calling an audible here and shifting our match to we're gonna be watching Requiem here.
All right. So we're going to
So
be
we're gonna be
switching.
getting server information here in just a few moments, guys. We do apologize for the delay.
Yes, hopefully, guys, we're trying to get this sorted out as fast as possible to get in a match and get that going for you guys. Let's see. So just a few more moments, guys. We're trying to work this out and get up in there. Should be connecting right now, and we will get you guys into the action. If you could just bear with us for a moment.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching Team Requiem versus. No, we are not, because that's going to be round number 6. Let's go to round number 5, shall we? It's going to be Team Requiem versus ATF Clan.
I am in the queue right now.
So right now it is going to be Requiem with 3-1, ATF with 0-4 at the moment, and we'll be seeing what is going to be happening off of this. I have actually not seen anything from ATF. I have cast one game of Requiem, and I believe that was against Shot Docs, and they did get beat, but they've been practicing pretty hard, working on a lot of their issues.
Yep, I am in queue right now, so I'm not able to get in. I apparently have to wait. I do not know how long, but yes, I am in queue. Do we have a way of clearing a slot out so we can both get in? Are you already in?
Are you joining the spectator slot, or are you joining the server?
You, sir, are a genius. He's a genius. Oh, goodness. Now I'm connecting. Awesome. Well, that was all my fault, everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kick you guys to a different screen real quick while I load up the game. And then as soon as I'm in game, I will put you guys onto it. So just give me a moment. Bingo. All right, we are in. So we're up in the game. Let's see what we have going on here. This is going to be our first round, correct, Brett? As we were waiting.
This should be round number 1. I'm just going to be messaging to make sure we can go live.
As everyone can see from the top-down perspective here, real quick, we're going to be working that A, B, and C. A and B are going to be your inside control points to capture. As you can see, ATF is going to be on your far side closest to B, and your opposing team, Requiem, is going to be on the other side at A. Your outside point is going to be C, and that's all the way outside in the snow on the helipad out there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams come off the break to capture their initial starting points, which are right on top of them, and then switching over to trying to send 2 to 1 people, depending on how they want to do it, to try and sprint out into C. I really haven't seen that much competitive play on this map, so I wouldn't truly be able to call anything from there. So any idea on that, Brett, how they like to split that normally?
Yeah, so most of the time, what we're going to be seeing is a 3-2 split. If you're playing on the Chinese side, which should be the B side, then most of the time you'll be seeing a 3-2 split. 2 going out to C, 3 going in through to B. I'm sorry, it's the U.S. side, the B. burning B, one go usually up to mid over here on 2, looking through J, and the third going over here into metal detectors. The other 2 are going to be going out to C to try and cap that. Every now and then they'll be throwing 3 out to, and one will cap B and then one go to metal detectors. It's a little bit riskier. It almost guarantees you a C burn though, for the most part, because you do have a lot of cover getting up into C. But the problem is if the other team recognizes it, if the Russian team recognizes that, then they have a really good opportunity to push B. You hold. What we're going to be seeing from the Russian team will most likely be 3 sent towards C. 1 is going to be going up through J. 2 will be going out to Hill, and they can pressure C. A lot of times they won't. They'll kind of hold back and just wait for down into C, because they do have an advantage being up on top of Hill. And then you're going to be having 1 holding med bay and 1 in X-ray. Med bay with the medical table, and X-rays, one with the X-ray stuff all over it. So, but anyways, it's going to be interesting. The stronger hold on this. By the way, we are live, guys. The stronger hold on this particular map is going to be AC. You can win with B, but the problem is that B has a lot more chance of getting some random spawns back behind it, and you kind of don't. You want to get away from that. But anyways, we should be going live right now.
Awesome, and we are live now, guys. So as you're seeing right now, we are catching that split happening right off the bat. It looked like we had 3 Requiem members are going to be going over into that B spawn, and only 2 are going to be heading towards C, and there's 3 ATF members that are going to be heading down to C, and it looks like Requiem is going to hit C first, so they're going to start trying to cap that as both teams caught their initial prospect spot right there, and a nice kill right there going down. That was Mess getting 1. Mess trying to get the double, but he can't make it happen, so they are able to get the 1-2 cap A and B right there for their team. How long can they hold that outside?
Well, they should be able to hold this off for quite a while. The one issue that they're going to be having is if ATF is smart enough, they will be doing a random spawn and getting some spawns back behind B flag. Now, they just lost 2 players in X-ray and med lab, so A is going to be getting a flash right now. They need to be pressing C, which they are going to be doing so. Unfortunately, they pressed all 3 players down, and they might even get wiped right now, and they did. So all of the random spawns are going to be over on B right now. It will be getting capped here in just a few moments. Yeah, it's going to be to an AC hold with Requiem setting up right now. Very smart. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good setup. If they don't spread it, okay, so that was a little bit too far to push up into B. They are going to be losing metal detectors at the moment, as they're just they got shot out of them. So it's a little bit risky, but they are set up fairly nice right now.
Nice. As you can see, that AC hold right now is going down for Requiem on the U.S. side, as ATF is kind of stuck down there. They only have that B spawn, not looking good for them. A lot of their members are getting taken down right now by Requiem, so they're going to try and get up out and try and push over. I would suspect they would probably want to get that C, but it's not going good for them. As you see, many players getting taken down from Requiem now. They're going to be following Rar around, trying to push over there, going down those back stairs. He might get caught right there, trying to push over by metal detector, and it looks like firefight's going to happen, but no, he's not going to get caught. Doesn't push out into the hallway enough. So they are just completely holding down ATF right now, holding him down in B, not allowing him to come out, and they are just ticking points away with that 2 cap. You see Rar getting a kill on the stairs. No, doesn't finish that kill off, but it was very close. So right now, if you're ATF, you need to start making something happen. You should not be sitting here. Am I right, Brett?
Yes and no. Right now, they need to be setting up for a push. So they're playing a little bit too defensively, but they need to kind of pressure just one area. Now, a nice job right there by Muzzy. He was able to pick up 1 trying to go through metal detectors, and that was a really good pickup there by Escort. He was able to take out Muzzy and 1 other onto A, so they should be able to get the A burn here in just a few moments from Escort. So that's going to be a good positioning for them. They're also going to be pressuring C, so they're actually not in that bad of a spot, like I was saying. They just need to wait until they get a couple of spawns and pressure something. Now they're going to be a small firefight over here into Snake, and it looks like, once again, ATF is going to be coming out on top, and now Medlock is going to be contested right now, back and forth. We need to get some spawns over there for ATF to try and take care of that. Unfortunately, he does go down, so it's going to go back to a AB or AC hold for Requiem, with ATF still sitting back on B.
As you saw there at the end of that, as we switched over onto RAR, there was quite a bit of problems right there. Quite a few dead people in that room. They tried to get it. I do believe they did get it for a second. But the quick rotate there from Requiem was able to push their way back. As you see now from RAR's perspective, lots of nades flying his way as he's trying to hold off that side entrance into A. And it looks like they might be trying to push 4-man, 3-man push right there, trying to come his way. Let's see if he can get him. He's going to try and get one, but no, can't take him down. Who was that? Was that the Green Baron that was close to him? I don't know. But he comes out against Male Escort and gets taken down. Two-teamed right there around the corner. So it looks like they're going to be trying to make a play back onto A once again. See if they can make it happen.
Yeah, one of the problems, though, that we're seeing from ATF is they're playing way too defensive on B. And this is somewhat of a holdover from Battlefield 3 and in previous Battlefield games when you play Conquest. On Domination, you don't have to hold flags. Especially B flag. You want to be able to flip them pretty easily, and they're playing way too. Leaving 2 guys back on B is way too defensive. Leave 1 guy back onto B, press 4 onto a single flag, be ready to rotate that last player. Really, that last player that's on that flag that you're holding. He's like an early warning system. Okay, so he's gonna know, oh crap, they're sending 3 of them to cap my flag, and that's when you know, okay guys, we got to pressure something now to try and get it.
As we saw there, RAR holding down that infirmary for quite a while by himself, rezzing his teammates, as it looks like he's going to be capped out, switching teams now, going back to Mess and Requiem as he's trying to make his way back over there. They are trying to get that back. So now an AB hold is coming from ATF as Requiem, looks like Mess is about to get flanked right there, and he does. Oh, LMO also getting flanked. No, he takes him down, so he doesn't go down. Respawns Mess as they're trying to work their way back in there and trying to get that infirmary spawn right now. Good AB hold, though, coming from ATF, trying to catch up here as there's about almost 100 ticket difference between the 2 teams right now. Requiem up 231 to 146 currently.
Yeah, and you know, right now, since the tickets are just so long, I mean, it's not that big of a deal right now. They can burn it down. It's going to be a lot harder, but it's definitely possible for them to come back. Now, as we were saying before, those random B spawns are going to be killer. Well, we just had 2 players from Requiem spawn randomly back behind B, and while, you know, this isn't going, it looks like they're going to be able to take care of it. They should anyways. RAR was able to take out Baron, so it's going to be a one-on-one between Bear Pig and RAR. ATF doesn't even need to try and get B back. They need to be flooding people over onto C.
Yes, but it looks like they're going to try and battle and get it back. As it gets taken down, it's about to be capped right now. That's RAR getting taken down from up above the stairs. That was First Degree getting him. So they're going to try and push back and get in there. He's going to meet 2 players from Requiem, though. He's going to be able to get out of there, and he cannot. As I believe that was Mess and LMO that teamed up right there and took him down. So they are going back to that BC hold for Team Requiem, and ATF is only holding A right now. As you said earlier, they're being not aggressive. Oh, C is getting capped out, though. So C is about to switch right now. ATF trying to take that. If we got a push here from Requiem, trying to get up into A. That was Mess going down to Male Escort. So they're holding that slightly well right now. Nades going around. They're trying to hold this down. And now they're working that AC cap, trying to get the burn, trying to get it back on their team to get some flags more even here.
Yeah, and that's the cap that they want to get, and it looks like they will be able to keep it. So if they play this right, they're going to be sending a guy up on hill. They'll probably put maybe a guy over onto Fan, and then spread out over to J, 2 into Medlab and X-Ray, and they should be okay. Instead, though, they're actually going to be really, really aggressive here and go for a possible triple cap. We're seeing, what is this? This is First Degree pushing up into B, going to be flashing that, and it's not a bad idea to do. The only thing that they have to worry about is can they get their frags when we have those random spawns. If they can win their individual frags, then they should be okay on that.
As you see, First Degree there, he was trying to take that, was flashing a little bit, and he got met by opposition. It is now being taken back, though, by the U.S. team. So he's going to come around from behind and try and get a flank right there. That's Mess. Can't get him through the stairs, so First Degree goes down, and we are seeing a change of pace already as B is going back to the U.S. side, and A is going to be going back to the U.S. side right now. So they only are holding C. Ooh, nice shot there from Mess onto, who was that? Westman, and then First Degree trying to push up and save his teammate there as trying to kill Mess off the stairs. Not happening for him. So still AB cap right now for Requiem. There he goes. First Degree just took down Mess in that lower area, trying to get over to B. They're going to try and cap B out of there and bring themselves to a double cap instead of being double capped on.
Yeah, take a look over here on Escort, man. He is 16 and or 17 and 5 now. He is on a roll, just beasting it up for his team at the moment. He's been fragging like the best of them, even out fragging Requiem right now, who is in the lead at the moment for tickets. And once again, you know, this setup is going to be possible for them to drain a lot of tickets down. They have plenty of time to get back into this game. It's not the most ideal setup, but as long as they can win those one-on-one fights, they should be okay. Now we're going to be seeing a really big push down here for Requiem onto B flag. It's going to get burned down very, very fast. And right now, ATF just needs to go straight onto A flag. Stop trying to go back and save these flags and push right onto the next one. That's one of the mistakes that a lot of domination players are making in this new setup. As you know, like I said before, it's not Conquest. You don't have the time to go back and save that. And as we're seeing right now, they're about to be triple capped.
Wow, and we are following Male Escort still, and he is just dumping on the other team right now. Doing extremely well. As you see, he's 19 and 5 now. Picked up 2 more kills since then. And yes, they're quickly, very, very quickly becoming 3 cap. Actually, no. 2 are against them right now. B is getting flooded. As we just saw Male Escort going down, we're going to switch over to Hatchet Man. Now trying to play from that lower, protecting B. Their only flag that they have in 2 cap is for Requiem, and oh, he gets taken down. Is that an ace? Yes, it was. Just got taken down from above the stairs by an ace. So they're going to be, Requiem going down. They're still fighting very hard to try and take that 3 cap from them, but they have A and C right now. They are able to just sit back and just let these tickets go. As you can see, they're trying to work their way back to 100 ticket difference right now. We are at 167 to 91 now, and it looks like Requiem is poised to do very good going into the end of this round right here if they can hold these 2 flags.
Yeah, and this is the setup that they want. This is the setup that they need to have. ATF is going to be back just like what we saw in the beginning of the round, stuck in that B cap area where they're playing way too. I mean, look at that. They're sending 2 guys that are just sitting there, just watching lanes. They need to be more aggressive. They need to have a guy up in the metal detectors. They need to have a guy over by J. They need to have people pushed up so that they can make plays. And ATF is being very reactionary. They're not doing anything themselves. They're not forcing Requiem to react to them. They're reacting to Requiem. And when you start getting in that mode, that's bad.
As you saw there, Green Baron, man. I think I might have lagged quite a bit there, Brett. I didn't mean to cut you off if I did, but yeah, I got a big bit of lag. As you said, if you're still here, Brett?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, as you said, they're just watching those lanes right now, and it's just it's not good. As you can see, we'll switch over. That's the Green Baron on your left side lane, and then on the other side of B, I do not know who that is. That's his teammate. Let's go look who it was. Oh, they actually moved out of there. That was Westman. That was actually just sitting on the other lane. As it looks like they are trying to move around a little bit. Westman actually just switched sides on that lane, trying to cover from a different angle, and he's about to get taken down anyways. Rar saw him trying to move out, and he gets popped right there. So it looks like they were trying to go for that triple cap right there. But the camping Green Baron was able to get that. And Green Baron's down, so they're all down now. Westman just spawned, so they could be able to get this 3 cap, and they do have it. They got the 3 cap on him.
Yeah, they do. And the thing is that Requiem already knows that there's going to be a massive B spawn. They're already waiting and ready for it. Roy's going to be sitting up. He ends up getting taken down, though. But we do have Muzzy pushing in as well as in. And L. McConley is going to be set up over on metal detectors. He's going to be able to provide a really good spawn pool to keep attacking B. And actually, I like what Requiem did there. So basically, Requiem took that flag. They noticed, hey, there's 5 guys already over here trying to take it. Instead of just dying and getting wiped, we're going to pull back a little bit to mid and let them have B back. They took the flags for about 5-10 seconds, and that was enough to drain a lot of tickets. I mean, look at this, 154 to 38. And there's really no way now that they're going to be able to come back in this game.
Yes, as you can see, they successfully did what they wanted by creating that 100 ticket difference right now. And it's quite big now. They're at like 120 ticket difference now. So that's extremely in their favor for what they want to do. As you can see, though, C looks like it's getting taken out from underneath Requiem. Are they going to try and push over and cap A or B from behind them? We'll have to see, but nope, they protected C, so they're going to be able to get C back now and go back to that CA cap and just let the rest of these tickets burn off. They're not too aggressive. They should be able to round this out with still a relatively high score difference.
Yeah, and you know, right now, when you're down tickets, you should not be playing defensive. I mean, you don't want to be throwing away, tickets at all, but at the same time, you don't want to be playing defensive. 4 people were sitting on B flag. okay, while C was being taken. Why? There needs to be a 4-man push onto A right then. You already know, hey, they got to send at least one guy out to burn C. They probably got a guy watching his back up on hill. That means that we have a man advantage on A, unless they have a guy out on J, in which you have a 2-man advantage. So right now, it's coming down to the fact that they're just making really bad mistakes here.
Yes, and we're getting down to the very end of this. It is going to be quite a large difference now, as you're seeing. It's going to be over 140 tickets, and this went very well for Requiem as we're getting into the end of this. Down to 6 tickets now, just in makeup time. Right here, ATF wants to try and get as many tickets burned off as they can to make the deficit not so large. Doesn't look like it's going to be very much so, as it's probably going to end at 150-0, and it does. So first round, I should say, is going to go 150-0 in favor of Requiem. Is that a tall order right here on Operation Locker?
That is huge, actually, on Operation Locker. They can only lose 100, really only 99 tickets coming into this next round. So basically, that's going to force them to have to play. They have to be more aggressive. That's all there is to it. And if you look at the KDs right now, really, ATF, the only thing that was keeping them in that game was Escort. That was it. He was the only person that was making plays. And unfortunately, it was, he didn't have the team to back him up to cap those flags. So he'd go in, he'd wipe 1 or 2 of them, possibly 3. But he had nobody there with him to go cap that flag after it was done. And he would either get overwhelmed or he'd trade out with that last person. And it was all for nothing. Kills are great in this game. I'm not going to say that if you can't frag, you won't win. But the fact of the matter is that if you can't get on the flags, if you can't get that ticket bleed in your favor, then the frags mean absolutely nothing.
Yes. You still got to open up, though, those flags with kills. But, yeah, a more even scoreboard across the other side with Requiem. As you can see, a lot more. Almost all of them were positive except for one player who was actually just 1 kill down. But other than that, they were all positive going the other way across. And that's a big difference right there. If you're able to frag and hold flags, you're going to bring it home, as we saw with Requiem there. Map change. We're going to Siege, apparently?
No. This is we're going to be getting back over
yeah.
to Operation Locker here in just a few moments. But yeah, so in this next map, really what we need to be seeing from ATF is they have to be more aggressive. They can't be holding 2 players back on a flag. I know you want to do it. It feels like you have to protect your flags, but honestly, you leave 1 player back there and you send the other 4 out to try and cap. They need to start shifting a lot better. So,
yeah.
People, they get stuck in this, I have to have these 2 flags. Well, that's not necessarily true. We do say that the AC hold is the better hold. That doesn't mean you have to have that hold. I mean, you can do it with AB, you can do it with BC, you can do it with those holds. The thing is that you want to be ready that when they do have those back B spawns, that you can react appropriately and attack another flag and be able to set up in time. It's not enough just to attack the flag and take it, but you need to be able to set up in time so that you can defend those flags once you have them for that initial counterattack. Domination is all about attacking and counterattacks. It's not so much about holds, lanes, and breaking setups as much as what the previous Battlefield franchises were.
Yes. It seems like a lot of people, I know you touched on this earlier, get stuck on the conquest thing. They see a flag, they feel it's conquest, and they get so overboard in trying to hold that one flag. As we saw there, ATF sat there on B for so long, not doing anything. I mean, I can understand waiting for teammates to try and set up a push, only leaving 1 player there, getting all 4 together to try and split a lane, to try and get out and take C. But if you're not aggressive at all, and you're just going to hold that 1 point, it's going to burn you down way too quick, and you're going to get dominated. And I wouldn't really say it was a complete domination, but they did get beat handily by Requiem there. So let's hope they adjust a little bit here and have a little bit more of aggressive playstyle and get away from that lock onto the old school conquest feel where every flag needs to be protected at all time, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's going to be, ATF is going to have to do something. They have to control the pace of the game, like we were saying before. Right now, they need to, I would say they need to have probably a big 3-man push out to C from the beginning. As soon as they cap C, they need to have a guy follow up underneath fan into mid and make sure that their metal detector guy and B guy is going to be able to hold off any kind of a push from A. They have to get this 2 flag cap very, very soon. I would say that they need to not go for a 3 cap. They've proven that the only player on their team right now that can do any good really for one-on-ones is going to be Escort. So, I would stay away from those triple caps. Try and get that solid 2 cap, and then just be ready to be able to move to a new flag. They need to use Escort as a guy that goes in first, does the damage, and then his team needs to follow up and get those flag caps.
Yes. I would like to see this swapping out and maybe doing like a 3-2 and just keeping Escort by himself almost, allowing him to, like, if you do want to camp a flag and try and hold that, leaving him by himself while you have your other players just out roaming around trying to get kills, as he was the only player that was really getting kills in their team. And as we see underway right now, Hatchet Man just got taken down there, and we're going to go back to Loco, or LMO, excuse me. And the cap is already happening right now, so we have A and C going down for Requiem, and only B. Oh, B looks like it's going to be tried to take, though, from Requiem, but it doesn't work that way. This player gets taken down. Mel Esco just got taken down, finally trying to push A. And it looks like, almost for LMO, getting first degree right there, but it didn't happen. So they are pushing extremely well now, trying to work over into A and not camp on their one flag like they did last round. So let's see if they can make it happen now.
Now, actually, they're in a fairly decent position here. They have 2 guys that just spawned back behind B flag in those B spots. But if the 2 guys in med lab can hold on here, they're going to be in a really, really good position to get that 2 cap. It was really dangerous not sending anybody out to C, as we saw there, and then not getting that initial B kill. It allowed them to get into that 3 cap there for a few moments. Unfortunately, both of their guys from B did end up getting killed, so we need to be seeing some random spawns like right now. The B spawns are, and just how much you don't really want to be stuck behind there. Now it looks like A is going to be clean. ATF is basically in the same position that they were.
Wow, I'm getting so much lag right now. I'm sorry about that, Brett. But I am back. As you said, A and C swapped over now, so that AC hold is going to be going down. Let's see. We got Mess trying to move up right now. Is he going to be able to get something to happen over in a helipad? As he saw Muzzy was taken down relatively close to him. He's just going to try and hold outside, though, as it looks like B is going to become contested now. It was on a 3 cap right there for a couple seconds, and oh, nice job there with the 3 cap. And it looks like ATF is going to try and come outside and try and take helipad, but Mess was ready for it. Got one. Now they are going to be capping helipad right now unless he can get this final player right there. Peek out above him. He's looking right at him, but he doesn't see him. That was first degree that took him down. So C is going to switch over now as the A and B switch happen. Requiem has A and B now, and C is going to belong to ATF.
Yeah, and we actually have 2 players from Requiem. Well, now only 1 that were 4-0. In is now 4-0. Mess was 4-1, just now dying. So they're starting to step up their fracking just a little bit and staying alive a little bit more. So maybe they just had to get the jitters out in that first initial match. That's why we saw them kind of faltering a little bit. But they are coming back really strong right now. At the moment, C flag only belonging to ATF. B flag is still heavily contested. It's going to be a 1-on-3 with Green Baron getting taken out, trying to make his way over to A. And this is just not looking good whatsoever. Unfortunately, the random spawns for ATF were right where the bulk of the team from Requiem were actually at. So we're going to be seeing a 2-man push now out towards Fan and into C flag, and they are going to be able to get the pick. So once again, we're going to be seeing all of ATF on the one side of the map. Nobody there on C flag. They're not in a position to push anything else. So at this moment, they're still playing a reactionary game.
Yes, and it looks like actually Hatchman's now going to be trying to move outside as C gets taken. Let's see if he can get a couple kills. There's going to be 2 Requiem players directly in front of him. He can't do it. That was Mess that met him, Kim, coming down around the snowbank. And so once again, we're back to an AC cap there for Requiem, as you can see. And ATF back into camping lanes right now. Westman Bear Pig is sitting there still in that lane. I'm assuming the Green Baron is going to be his teammate sitting on the other lane. No, he's upstairs actually. So, but they're interested in camping that B again, which is not good. They're down to 169 versus 235 right here. And if I am correct, the difference was 150 to 0 last round, was it not?
That is right. So there's only about 15 tickets left before this match is officially over and is done. And honestly, right now, I mean, Requiem is just on a roll. There's absolutely nothing that ATF has been able to do. They've even been able to shut down Escort. He's 4-5 right now. So he's not even been able to go on the roll like he was before. And it's not like his pings are bad or anything like that. So, I mean, these teams are playing on a fairly even playing field at the moment. It's just that, you know, Requiem right now, they've got a solid strat. They know where to hold these lanes. They know where to you know, to be. And at this moment, they've got the game won.
Yes, 152 now. 2 tickets ticking away, and the game is all the way done. Well, it won't be completely finished, but there will be no way for ATF to come back from that, and Requiem will win the round. So 2 tickets left to burn down. Looks like ATF is going to be there. I see some dead players, unless they decide they're not going to spawn in at all. 1 spawn there, taken down. So only 1 ticket remaining. There goes that ticket. They cannot lose another one, otherwise the game is out of reach for them. It looks like a bad push right there is going to be happening. As we're watching Hatchet Man, though, they're over there holding their 1 flag, which is A. B and C are getting, or B is already for Requiem, and that's it. 149 now for the U.S. team. So Requiem has done it. They've beaten ATF, and the rest of this is just for fun now or pride to see how close they can make the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it all came down to the fact that it looks like ATF is playing just an old style of Battlefield. They're just not adjusting to the new domination way of doing things, where you have to be more aggressive. I hate to compare it to it, but basically, you have to start playing Call of Duty. That's what it's boiling down to. You have to be aggressive. You have to not worry about losing certain lanes. You know, just the spawns are faster. The spawns are a little bit more random. I mean, they're not completely random, but they're around the map. They're not in a designated zone all the time. And you know, that's the type of game that you have to start playing. You have to start being a little bit more reckless.
Yeah. As I said, I came from competitive 3 when I was playing that still, and it's just domination from what, when I was playing Battlefield 3, you know what I mean, we played AV8 and Conquest with vehicles, and now everything is switched to this domination mode, and like you said, people aren't able to switch over to it. They're still sticking with what they knew from that AV8 Conquest, and it's just, as you see, it's not working out. You need to be a lot more aggressive. You can't fly too much. You know, you have no vehicles now is the biggest thing. But they just got to adapt better, and it looks like Requiem has actually adapted a lot better to it than ATF has. So we'll see how things go in the next round moving forward for these guys. So
yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tough. I mean, they're so far. You know, ATF is pretty much out of the tournament right now, unless somebody else in your group is doing a lot worse. Right now, they're going to be 5 or 0-5. So I mean, it's not looking good for them moving on into the bracket stages of this particular tournament.
yes, and what? I don't have the scores pulled up right now. I can't actually look how Requiem is doing, but I'm assuming they're doing pretty well for themselves, especially from how they played in this win right here. So.
Well, they've definitely, you know, they've had their ups and downs. They did play Shot Docs, and they got beat up pretty bad in that particular matchup. I mean, they said it themselves. They weren't really scrimming that much. They were still sort of new to the idea of domination. So, you know, hopefully we'll be seeing them playing a lot better. They've kind of got, you know, a little bit more under their belt. They've learned the game a lot more. So they're definitely going to be a lot better going into these next couple of rounds and into the bracket stages if they make it than they were, you know, a couple of weeks ago, obviously.
Awesome, and as I was talking about earlier, it does look like they have made the adjustment, and ATF is not. I also wanted to touch on a little bit of the guns on this map. No, last time I casted with you, it was more of an L85 type match, and I'm seeing some L85s, but I'm seeing a lot of AEKs today, which wasn't really there last time. Is that just because it's a little bit more close quarters and the rate of fire is better, or what would you say that's attributed to there, Brett?
Well, initially, yeah, you want to see some of these. You're going to be seeing AKs on this map because of the higher rate of fire and the easier to control recoil. I mean, it is a lot easier than a lot of those other guns. But really, what you're going to be seeing from the mainstream teams are going to be the Scar H's. That's the go-to gun at the moment that you're going to be seeing. It has, even though it has a low rate of fire and a smaller magazine size, it hits like a truck.
Really?
Two shots up close and you're dead. And I believe that's anywhere in the body. So it is a beast of a gun. I've used it myself in scrims, and I mean it's crazy good at the moment. It got a buff during the last patch, I believe. So that's what the majority of these teams are going to be using. Are they going to be the Scar H? You're going to be seeing some of the Ace 23 play being used, and a little bit of the AEK being pushed in there. But also you have to consider the fact that with the netcode being a little bit wonky right now, it's a lot harder for some of these like lower damaged guns because technically your bullets aren't hitting them. So even though it seems like you're putting all your shots on target, technically you're not. So with that Scar H, if you do land those shots, then it's gonna hit hard. It's gonna register a lot more damage, and obviously you're gonna be able to get a lot more of your kills that way.
Yeah. For anyone who's just tuning in and doesn't understand what's going on here, Requiem has already won. They took the first round 150-0, and then ATF was not able to hold their flag count up high enough, and they have been beaten now. So this is just for fun now for these teams to finish this out or see how close they can get it. And it actually looks like now that it's in garbage time, ATF might actually be able to pull this a little bit closer than expected going into this round. As you see here, Requiem is down to about 160 right now. So
yeah, so I'm looking at the groups right now. Requiem at the moment after this particular match are they going to be 4-1? This is match 5. Yeah, they're going to be 4-1 in their stages, and then ATF is going to be 0-5. So they're not doing too hot at the moment. But you know what? Hopefully they're learning. One of the things that a lot of these players don't understand is that Battlefield is a very different game. It's not like most of your FPS is out there. So don't give up just if you're getting beat up right now. Learn from it. Learn from these teams. Watch how they play. Scrim the hell out of them. Pick up on their little nuances of how they play the game. I hope that we see ATF learn some really good lessons here. They need to look back at their matches. They need to hopefully, if they're recording, they need to look at the recording and say, look, we were way too defensive here. We had 2 guys back at B. Why do you need 2 guys back at B? You don't. And if you watch the match recording, you'll be able to see, hey, this is a little bit overkill. We have 3 guys basically trying to fight against 4 the entire time. They're always a man down. And if they're splitting up, they're going to be even more outnumbered. So hopefully they've learned from that, and they're going to be able to say, hey, we need to be more aggressive. We need to be able to shift more. So when their flag's being taken, they need to be on another one. They need to be pressuring another one right away. And when they do get a 2 flag cap, they need to be working on their lanes where they're setting up. It was kind of funny when they got 2 flags. They immediately went for the 3rd. It was like a switch flipped in their head to say, oh, well, we're ahead in flags. We have to get that 3rd one for whatever reason. And that is not necessarily the attitude that you need to have. I mean, it's a desperation move. And yeah, towards the ends of round number 1, that was a kind of a legit option right there. But you don't need to be going for that every single time you get up on flags. And that's what they were doing. So just bad decision making on ATS part. And I'm not discrediting anything that Requiem did. Requiem played that very well. You saw them setting up in their positions very well. They were getting their frags. Majority of the players, nobody was really standing out, and it's kind of good when nobody stands out on your team, because that means your whole team is on the same level, and you can kind of depend on them all to do any of the job around any of the map. You do like to have those star players, but if you know that anybody can do just as well as any other player that you have, that's also a confidence booster right there. And that's exactly what Requiem was able to do. They were able to switch out their players and do multiple jobs and be able to get those frags and steady frags and one-on-ones, which we were seeing. And they won probably every one of their team fights too.
Yeah, as we saw going exiting the first round, if I don't remember if anybody was looking at the scoreboard, but we saw it for quite a while there. If you looked at Requiem, as I said earlier, the majority of their players, all except for 1 player, was actually at a positive kill death there. And then if you switched over to ATF side, the male escort was the only one who had a positive score. Some of his teammates only had 2 to 3 kills. I believe that was 1 or 2 teammates that had like 3. So just by that fact alone, if you're able to get the other team down quick enough, you're able to just walk directly in and take flags. So winning the frag battle is helpful, but winning the teamwork battle, which Requiem did quite a bit better, and as you said, not storing players in, I don't want to say useless positions, but in positions that aren't able to move forward and help your team aggressively move into new areas, it was relatively useless at that point. So, but Requiem did very good tonight, man. It was impressive watching that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I would recommend that a lot of these players do that are watching right now, look for the YouTube channels of your main team. So, and especially the Euro teams. The Go 4 Cup just played yesterday, or today actually. It just played today. Go look up the cast from that. Watch